Hello everyone, my name is Ho Chong and welcome to Who Moved My Iron Rice Bowl? Alright, we are back. Okay, before I continue, I will really hope that you can like this streaming and share this streaming as well, because we have been trying so hard, to talk about, some very fundamental mindset that could actually impact our lives and also impact our future. So if you have already enjoyed the series of Who Moved My Iron Rice Bowl, all right, which is actually adapted from, the best-selling book called Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Johnson Spencel, all right? And then why did we change it to Who Moved My Iron Rice Bowl? Because we want to do a local Singaporean version, correct now? So, yep, and then Iron Rice Bowl is something that we are so familiar with. Well, we already covered the books over 5 episodes of our live streaming, and then well, what can we do next? Yep, all right, so something captivated us, something caught our attention, and then tonight we're going to talk about artificial intelligence, AI. So do you know anything about AI? Okay, or maybe you are already an expert. Any old how, whether you are new to this or whether you are such a veteran in this arena, we definitely hope that you can join us tonight, join us right now, and then even help us to like and share our video. But before we go on to do the live, we would like to show you this video as our opening. So don't go away, stay tuned, okay? We will be back. Let's see the video.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
Everyone is talking about artificial intelligence today. But what is it? How and when is it going to have an impact in our lives? Artificial intelligence, or AI for short, is a branch of computer science. It deals with the stimulation of intelligent behavior in computers. AI is a suite of technologies where machines automatically learn and adapt to a specific environment. Artificial intelligence is playing a major role in industry, businesses, society, and even in our everyday lives. From deep learning to natural language processing, we interact with AI in one way or another on a daily basis, sometimes without realizing we are doing it. Robots can now take on many of the most repetitive jobs performed by humans with more accuracy and much faster. But robots are not the only ones with embedded AI. AI will let humans switch to more skillful and better jobs. It only requires some training in new skills. But isn't life a constant learning process after all?
Tell us about yourself.
Hi, is there an AI voice talking, asking me to tell me about myself? Anyway, to the audience out there, my name is Joel, and I have been in the telecom industry for the last 20 years. Actually, my role allows me to travel across the region, and in fact, to a lot of far-fetched places, like Hawaii, like Dubai, like Cebu, for conferences and seminars. Yeah, so to meet up with my clients and my partners. And the best part of this traveling is that I get to have fly on business class, I get to go to the 5-star hotels, I get to meet people, etc., etc. So today, I'm going to share with you about my opinion with artificial intelligence. So don't go away, stay back and continue to listen to us, and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe our video. Thank you. I see you later.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
When everything becomes linked with everything else, matter becomes mind, and the possibilities become endless. Imagine 50 billion IoT connected devices by 2020. Now, imagine the economic impact of these connected machines. $4 to $11 trillion per year by 2025. Wearable devices, environmental sensors, agricultural machinery, components in a vehicle, or devices in homes can all be connected to deliver insights and drive transformation. So imagine if you had smart devices in your home, your car, your workplace, or even on yourself. The world becomes alive when Internet of Things, along with big data, meets artificial intelligence. This interface will become enlivened with intelligence, and a new world will take birth, which will increasingly talk back to us.
Do you know anything about AI?
That is a good question. But just now the video you have seen, 30-second video, actually show you that actually AI is already around us. It's already invading our lives. But what do I know about AI? Honestly, I do not know about AI at all, even though I'm in the IT telecom industry. Honestly, I know nothing at all. But I've been hearing so much about AI, and I just know the abbreviation, and it means artificial intelligence. All right. And then in my industry, even though I say I'm from the telecom industry, been hearing a lot about this in the last 5 years, but there are also some things that are always interconnected with AI, which is big data. What I understand is big data is the collection of massive data into storage of servers and computers, and then you transfer into machine learning, meaning machines will learn all this data and try to emulate and duplicate human beings and their jobs, etc., etc. And with all this machine learning, it again comes down to encompass in our life in what we call IoT or Internet of Things to make things easier for us, more convenient in our living space. That is what I know about AI, but it's very superficial. I actually do not know anything about AI, even though I am in the IT telecom industry. So, what do you think about AI? If you know anything about AI, please drop us a comment in our comment box. I'll come back to you again later after the next video.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
Consumer examples of AI today. Amazon's Alexa and Samsung's Bixby, responding to voice command. Netflix, recommending programs based on the user's viewing history and preferences. Business examples of AI today. Virtual assistants for responsive customer service. Machine learning algorithms for better analysis of business performance. Smart robotics for more efficient supply chains. Today, these simple and early examples of AI belong to what we now call narrow AI. Narrow AI are systems designed by humans to carry out specific tasks. In the future, data growth, greater computational power, 5G networks, increasingly mature cloud platforms, and more sophisticated software will move AI to the next level. General AI.
What's your experience with AI?
Hi, that is a good question. Like I say, working in the telecom industry, I'm supposed to know something about AI, but actually I do not know. But like in my first question, I've introduced myself. I am in the telecom industry and have the chance to travel widely, and it's actually the core part of my business. So, thinking about how I realized AI actually come into my life is that, in the past when I've been have or rather when I have to travel, I definitely need to find flights. I definitely need to know the hotels. I definitely need to know the places. I definitely know to find the subway or train station, etc., etc. So in the past, when you go to the internet, you get all this information and then jot it down, and then you compare prices. It's such a tedious job, honestly. But it's about 5 years ago, I realized things have changed. Because in the past, when I go into the internet, I still see banners, I still see advertising ad, but it's not what I wanted. It's quite, kind of random, to be honest. But 5 years ago, I still remember the first time I had this encounter with AI, it actually gave me the creeps. It made me very uncomfortable. Why? I'll let you know. Because as per normal in my job, I have to search for my flights. I have to find the cheapest flight, the best hotel, so that I can get to see my customer in the most efficient way. places of interest, restaurant to eat, etc., etc. And then I do my regular stuff like jotting down the notes, etc., and then do my budget. And the next day, when I go back to the internet to try and find more information or to make my bookings, oh my God, did you realize there was one time that all the banner ads, all the pop-up are related to your search? I mean, it's convenient, honestly, but it actually scared the hell out of me too because I lost my privacy. And that is my first experience with AI. Do you have such experience? Why don't you share with us in our comment box? I come back to you again.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
This is how a radiologist diagnoses pneumonia.
84-year-old female, shortness of breath period, frontal and lateral views of the chest period.
This is an algorithm called ChecksNet that's trained to do the exact same task. And this is how it performed against 6 doctors analyzing 50 chest x-rays for pneumonia in a recent test at Stanford. ChecksNet is one of many projects exploring how artificial intelligence can take over tasks normally done by doctors. And it has some radiologists worried that AI could one day replace them. That's because algorithms are getting really good at interpreting images and diagnosing disease, sometimes with greater accuracy than humans.
We'll take a picture of this x-ray. The model will then run, and within a few seconds output it all these diseases, and they're sorted by the order of most likely to least likely.
ChecksNet was given tens of thousands of images and told which ones have pneumonia and which don't. Then it trained itself to recognize patterns and identify pneumonia in new x-rays. This process is called deep learning. In 2016, computer scientist Geoffrey Hinton, also known as the godfather of deep learning, put radiologists on notice.
People should stop training radiologists now. It's just completely obvious that within 5 years, deep learning is going to do better than radiologists.
Do you think your job will ever be taken over by AI?
Before I answer your question, actually, I'm very perturbed by just now the video, Have you guys watched the video just now, the 30-second video? It's about the radiologist is at risk of losing their job. Come on. You remember the video where it says that pneumonia, winner, loser, and then they can identify how serious the case of a pneumonia patient is? My next thinking is, wow, probably the medical doctors are also at risk of losing their job with AI helping them to do diagnosis. So, if such a high profession job that takes you 6 years to complete the medical studies, what about me? What about us? For my telecom industry, definitely I think they will take over our job. Because AI is all about, data, 0 and 1s, anything that is logical, anything that has numbers, anything that is in the sequence or equation will be taking over. And of course, right now we are still in the middle of this pandemic. Jobs have been lost, but trust me, I'm seeing with my own eyes too. Jobs have been replaced by AI because right now I see cleaning robots in airports, cleaning robots in our Singapore food courts, for example. These are very menial jobs, but the video show us there are some high-tech jobs, complicated jobs that take you 6 years to complete a degree. It's slowly being taken over by this artificial intelligence. So therefore, my job, telecom industry, the IT industry, I think it will eventually take over my job someday. What do you think? Let us know. Do you feel safe about your job? Do you think AI will take over your job? I have answered my question. I hope you can answer yours too.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
The fourth industrial revolution will be powered by a new frontier technologies such as AI. Man-made machines learning from data are helping to build cities, from anti-logging safeguards to software-powered agricultural systems to assistive robots. We look at some Asian cities who are embracing AI. Meanwhile, over in Japan, like science fiction becoming reality, its elderly population is getting assistance from humanoid robots. The Shintomi nursing home in Tokyo is one of Japan's most technological facilities, using as many as 28 robots. Beyond traditional humanoids, Japan is investing in technology to help the elderly. Panasonic is testing a walk assist robot that tracks an elderly's gait and distance and automatically records the data. NEC is testing an AI predictor that can estimate one's health in the near future, while the University of Tsukuba's Digital Nature Group is testing a tele-wheelchair that allows caregivers to remotely control wheelchairs via VR goggles, which also come equipped with sensors that can avoid obstacles.
食事とか、あとはレクリエーションとか、ご家族会みたいなタイミングで、皆さんが同時に動くというタイミングがやはり一番大きいですね。例えば、なんかゲームをやるタイミングとか、外に散歩に行くタイミングがあるんですけども、そのタイミングでそういうシチュエーションが。
Tell us about yourself.
Hello. 我姓刘，叫南天，今年呢55岁。那我从事什么行业呢？我是从事建筑行业。我从2000年就开始了，到目前为止已经在这个行业混了20多年。那接下来呢，我就会以我个人的一些小小的经验跟体验。来跟大家分享一下有关于我跟 AI 的一些接触啦，跟一些经历。如果你喜欢这个节目的话，不要跑开，因为等一下我会跟大家分享更多。记得 share and like. I will be back.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
This is the workforce of the future. Technology is transforming the world of work beyond all recognition, creating groundbreaking opportunities.
It's an amazing thing to be living in this digital age.
But it's also eroding the rights of workers.
It creates a kind of dog-eat-dog world.
Some even fear a dystopian, jobless future.
Technology today could lead to 45% of current jobs disappearing.
But are these anxieties overblown?
The future is about the collaboration between humans and these technologies.
How we react to this brave new world of work today will shape societies for generations to come.
Do you know anything about AI?
AI 人工智能吗？谁不知道啊？你知道，我知道，大家嘛都知道其实我对 AI 的了解只是可能一点点的我觉得他们是每次说把人的智慧跟人的一些经验然后写成数据。然后再把这些数据输入一个系统，然后那个系统就拥有人的智慧人的功能之类的，它就可以代替人类咯。这个就是我觉得我对 AI 的一些小小的认识了就是这样。
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
You have a view which I think is different than many others, which is that AI is not going to take blue-collar jobs so quickly, but is actually going to take white-collar jobs.
Yeah. Well, both will happen. AI will be, at the same time, a replacement for blue-collar, white-collar jobs, and be a great symbiotic tool for doctors, lawyers, and you, for example. But the white-collar jobs are easier to take because they're a pure quantitative analytical process. Let's say reporters, traders, telemarketing, telesales, customer service. Analysts, yes. These can all be replaced just by a software. To do blue collar, some of the work requires, hand-eye coordination, things that machines are not yet good enough to do.
And so therefore, are you convinced long-term that we're going to have a jobs problem in the world?
Not long term, but maybe in the next 10 years, within the next 10 years.
You mean it's going to happen much sooner?
Much sooner.
What's your experience with AI?
我第一次接触到 AI 应该是在16年前，那个时候刚刚有我的第一个小孩那在有小孩的时候身为爸爸觉得要送给小孩的第一份礼物就是一个好名字。那以前很久很久以前有人就这样讲嘛，赤子千金不如赤子一亿不是1个 million 2个 million 的亿是手艺的艺与其你给你的孩子留下1000块，倒不如你教他一个手艺，因为手艺可以赚钱，可以赚刺嘛那与其赤子一亿，倒不如赤子好名，就是说你与其给他一个好手艺，倒不如你给他一个好名字，因为我们华人一般上都相信如果你拥有一个好名字的话，就会带给你好运。那为了给我的孩子带来好运，那他一生下来我就去找那个新加坡那是非常有名望的一个算命师希望他能够帮我的小孩取到一个好名字，接下来可以带给他一个好运气。那我就去那边做了一个预约，然后我就下去那边，去到那边很奇怪那个办公室里面只看到一个一个秘书一个女生，那个秘书就跟我拿我小孩的 birthday， 很奇怪他拿的竟然是阿嬷的 birthday 跟 time 这让我很惊讶，因为以前我算命的经验都是要问生辰八字然后他才可以帮我你看那个手算算盘还是什么啦之类的，很多很多 pattern 的。可是这次不用嘞，他只问了 birthday time， 他说你等一下，5分钟之后，哒就有一张纸赐给我。那张纸上面呢，就总共有8个不同的 combination 的名字，让我自己去选。我就觉得好奇怪我下来嘞，我竟然看不到那个算命师嘞。竟然是电脑帮我算那个名字，取那个名字出来嘞。因为以前一般上你要学会这个东西第一你要会看八字，第二你要会算五行，金木水火土，第三你要会数笔画一横一撇一竖等等的，最后你还会定5格，人格天格地格等等的，你要把这些东西全部学会哇，差不多都要花上这个3-5年了。可是现在用 AI 来代替3到5分钟你就有那个名字了嘞。我是觉得非常非常的惊讶，尤其是在它的效率上面，非常非常的让我震撼。这个就是我第一次接触到 AI 让我非常震撼的一个经验，快，效率真的他妈的快。
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
You always say this is a Malthusian argument.
I did, and I thought there's going to be 3 people that need to be employed to keep each robot working.
That's what the roboticists would like you to think, so they don't have to answer to the jobs problem. But robots are clearly replacing people's jobs. They're working 24/7. They're more efficient. And they need some programming, but one programmer can program 10,000 robots.
There's some funny stuff over the weekend that if you want to keep a robot out of your house, you close the door because they're not good with doorknobs, they're not good with steps, they're not good. There was actually a shot of a robot like totally toppled over because the steps weren't conventional type steps. I mean, I guess Uber needs to be Netflix, right? Uber needs to, there won't be any drivers. But it will be Uber that does the Waymo cars or something? Is that the way it's going to work?
Well, you already have a robot in your house, right? The Amazon Echo is a beginning of a robot.
I have one in my house that's not turned on because it's too nosy.
Well, that shows we have the power over the robots. But the robots don't have to be anthropomorphized. They can be just an appliance. And the car that has autonomous driving, it's not going to have a humanoid person. It's just going to be without steering wheel.
So this would be different than every other disruption in history then?
Faster, certainly faster.
No, but
do you think your job will ever be taken over by AI?
My job? 我觉得比较难呐。不过回到刚才那些影片真的robot 可以代替很多很多人的工作，这个我非常的相信。就好比刚才我讲的那个取名字说真的也是一个 robot 在帮我的儿子取名字的啊。如果有 robot 跟那个算命师，你选哪一个？我选 robot 啦，5分钟了嘞啊！而且可能他的收费都不用以前我缴的那个费用啊，因为 robot 细约嘛，你一输进去他就懂了嘛。那回到我的工作上我的工作我觉得比较难呐，因为一直以来我听到他们讲 AI robot 它会代替工作了，我还没有听说这个 robot 可以代替老板。你觉得呢？如果有一天你帮你的老板是一台机器做工，你会怎么想？你去 interview 是机器 interview 你会怎么想？你发薪水的时候，机器发你薪水？I don't know 不过基本上老板的工作其实我觉得啦我自己有3个工作，第一个找生意，第二个谈生意，第3个做生意。我不知道那个 robot 能不能做到这3个啦。我们讲说找生意，我们就需要去人脉啊、接触啊，然后要去应酬啊。Imagine 你怎么去跟一个 robot 一起去抽烟、喝酒、打牌、唱卡拉 OK、泡妞？I don't know。这是我们当老板找生意的一个 channel 啦。Unless AI 真的可以改变我们这种找生意的门路 ，I don't know。第二个就是谈生意咯。谈生意很多人都讲很简单的嘛，negotiate 咯 ，quotation 咯，说价减价，这样就做得成了。很多时候生意你要谈得成，是一种很莫名其妙的一种冲动来的，真的有时候是。你只有3分把握，然后你7分对那个事业有兴趣你就 on 了的。这种很多人都说是一种叫做什么胆识那 AI 会不会有这种胆识？我不知道就好比以前如果那个 Facebook 的创办人那个什么 Mark Zuckerberg，如果他跑来找我，叫我说投资在他的 company。你觉得我会投资吗？我没有那个胆，我也没有那个见识，我肯定是不会投资。那 AI 会吗？我不知道，因为这种胆识每一个人都不一样，每一个人拥有的胆识都不一样。AI 怎么去编写这个 ？I don't know。那个我觉得很难最后一个就是做生意咯其实我跟你说，做生意跟做人一样难的。金刚扣因为为什么呢？因为做生意，第一个你一定要讨好客户，你要让客户很喜欢你；第二个，你一定要巴结你的供应商，你的供应商你怎么赊账他都愿意供应货给你；第3个，你还要回去鼓舞你的人工你的员工卖走你就哎呀 please 啦 come on 啦 you can do it， 对不对？你老板每次不是拍你的肩膀拍你的手的 ，You can do it 我们每次做这种东西咯他们讲的啦，你要见到人你就说人话，你见到鬼你就说鬼话。AI 会不会做到这一点？我不知道这个又好比我们每次讲了，每一个人就是一种米2000种人如果那个 AI 真的能够好像每一个老板这样全部的那些都编进去我跟你讲，一旦把这个东西输入那个电脑，如果那个电脑那个系统有智慧的话，隔天他就自己自杀了，他就不要玩了这个是我对一个我自己 AI 的一些小小的看法有兴趣的 stay around， 因为下一位还会有更劲爆、更懂的分享。
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
The fourth industrial revolution will be powered by a new frontier technologies such as AI. Man-made machines learning from data are helping to build cities, from anti-logging safeguards to software-powered agricultural systems to assistive robots. We look at some Asian cities who are embracing AI. We look now to Singapore's neighbor, Indonesia, where old phones are empowering small rural communities to battle the constant threat of illegal logging. In July 2019, Rainforest Connection, a non-profit tech startup based in San Francisco, started installing guardians high up in the trees in the forest bordering 4 West Sumatran villages. Installation involves a 30-minute bumpy dirt track by open-back jeep, a long trek uphill through dense bush and scrub, and finally, a 30-meter climb up a tree. The guardians capture sounds within a 3-kilometer radius and send them to the cloud. Detection models have been built to pick out sounds like chainsaws and gunshots. When these are identified, alerts with coordinates are sent in real time to the village's volunteer rangers. This allows them to act quickly to stop the illegal loggers and lodge reports with the authorities. 12 of these devices have been installed in West Sumatra so far, and Rainforest Connection is working with WASI, an Indonesian NGO focused on conservation, to train rangers to tap technology to better monitor their forests and keep them safe.
Tell us about yourself.
안녕하세요, 이영석입니다. Today, my name is Youngsuk and I'm Korean. I'm staying in Singapore for 7 years and a half. My job is a financial analyst in IT industry. In IT industry, a lot of change very fast, and I'm financial analyst. So many things in change. For my working experience almost 10 years. During 5 years, I have suffering for centralizing from each country, in working in each country. Now all of the one role is happening in one country. It means centralizing. That is why I had to move Singapore. Now I'm facing a lot of change, more faster about AI. I will share about AI, so like us, share us, and follow us.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
Artificial intelligence is a bit like a human who is inside something else. It's not as smart as you, but it could be as smart as you in the future. I believe that we'll become robots at some point, too.
Do you know anything about AI?
저는 AI를 영화로 배웠습니다. I learned AI from movie. Actually, I faced AI the word from the movie The AI. It was filmed 2001 or around that time. But I didn't watch it. But 2003, I watched the movie I, Robot, the Will Smith star. I was so shocked that Will Smith fight against the robot. This robot tried to kill human because they think human doesn't need at all. So at the time I was at the time also Sony produced the robot dog eyeball. So can this dog will become changed and then attack people? At the time I was teenager, so kind of the imagine like that. But at the moment, AI was not really impact our life. But 3 years ago, there was a big match between AI versus pro Go player. AlphaGo and Isedo. Actually, Isedo is a Korean player. So almost a lot of Korean really support him. But as you know, the result 3-1. AlphaGo won. Totally defeat human. So AI is really impacting a lot of our life as of now. What do you think about it? Please share about your opinion.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
What's your experience with AI?
As you watch video, I would work. I really want to work with robot instead of me working instead of me. Yes, I'm really expecting like that. However, in my life, I want to share my experience with AI. Is normally when I watching YouTube or Netflix. So when I watch YouTube, there's a keep suggesting a lot of similar videos which I like it. Or when I watch Netflix, cannot stop because they can, endless suggestion about which I will like. So when I turn on the TV in the morning, I will turn off until I cannot turn off the TV until go to bed. This is what I am experiencing of AI. So this AI is based on what I am prefer or I experience. This information is all collected, which similar like me. So based on this big data, they are suggesting my recommendation. That is why I cannot stop it. I really like enjoying Netflix and YouTube. Cannot stop it. How about your experience? Please share with us.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
Hi, Peppa. I'm hungry.
Hello, delighted to have you in MasterCard Cafe. I'm at your service. Please pair with your MasterPass wallet and start ordering. Nice to meet you, Veronica. What would you like to order?
Can I have a beef burger?
Sure.
2 fries?
Regular or large?
Large.
Alright, anything else?
Orange juice.
Sure.
That's all.
Great. We have a promotion today. You get 1 cheesecake for $2. Would you like to add it?
How many calories?
Each cheesecake contains 90 calories, 3 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs, and 6 grams of protein. Would you like to have it?
Okay, I'll have it.
Great. The total amount is $23.50. It will be charged to your card ending 9372. Please say approved to authorize the transaction.
Approved.
Cool. I am processing your transaction now. Your transaction is completed. Please collect your meal at the counter. Enjoy.
Thanks, Peppa.
Do you think your job will ever be taken over by AI?
그럼요. 정말 이건 심각한 문제입니다. This one is really serious problem. When you watch video, yes, robot is greeting you and getting order instead of the other person. So now you are entering McDonald's. Kiosk is waiting for you, right? In financial area, a lot of AI replace a lot of people. 회계사, 스톡 딜러 이런 사람들 정말 고액 연봉자인데 지금은 많이 줄어들었어요. Stock dealers, accountant, previously, yes, they get paid a lot and a lot. But now, really reduced because of AI. They replaced. So in financial area, also like me, financial analysts will be impacted a lot. However, I'm not easy person. I'm learning programming and how to use program more efficiently. So I want to work just routine basis. I will do more efficiently and effectively without any error and mistakes. That is how I am prepared my future. They will not take over me. I will take over AI. Yeah, let's invite Sengan next time and he'll share his experience in his business.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
The fourth industrial revolution will be powered by a new frontier technologies such as AI. Man-made machines learning from data are helping to build cities, from anti-logging safeguards to software-powered agricultural systems to assistive robots. We look at some Asian cities who are embracing AI. About an 80-minute drive southwest of Seoul is K-City. It is a 320,000 square meter simulated environment for testing self-driving cars. While autonomous vehicles may ease traffic congestion in the city, the artificial intelligence and 5G technologies has the potential to also bring a lot of social good to the disabled community in South Korea.
I have an accident 5 years ago. I was paralyzed from that time, so I cannot use my legs and I cannot use my hands perfectly.
Out of the country's 51.8 million population, Repark is one of the 5% of the population with some form of disability. Since March, K-City has seen 295 tests conducted by 16 universities and 15 companies. The number of autonomous cars in South Korea has also increased to 62, up 41% from last year. Self-driving cars, it seems, are a welcome technology.
This car is very useful, especially people like me, like wheelchair users who cannot drive their own self. This car set them free. I think this car is our hope. I really hope this car realized to the world and the real road.
Tell us about yourself.
Hello， 大家好，我的名字叫邢安哈，也叫陈安哈，我是今年53岁。那么我的从事行业呢，大概就是养殖业。我从事行业是养殖业，就是观赏鱼啦。那么因为我的工作性质大概就是有一些运作 operation 的，要怎么样去鱼从外国进口啦，然后在我们的鱼缸里面去照顾啦 operation。然后另外我另外一个工作就是要做业务，业务就是要常常要去拿 sales 啦。主要还是要去到国家，就是亚洲，比如印度啦、斯里兰卡啦，对不对孟加拉啦、越南啦，这些比较第三国家的市场，这是我主要的 market 啦。目前是这个。
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
Artificial intelligence will soon play a bigger role in our daily lives. Last month, Singapore unveiled its National Artificial Intelligence Strategy. It will focus on 5 key sectors: transport and logistics, smart cities and estates, safety and security, healthcare, and education.
Singapore is a small city-state. We will never have the oceans of data like China, nor will we have the unique ecosystem of Silicon Valley with that combination of venture capital, academia, and industry. Nevertheless, because we are a small, efficient city-state, single layer of government, familiar with technology, a digitally literate population, we believe we have a sweet spot if we focus, particularly to focus on the deployment of AI in specific areas which are relevant to Singapore.
Do you know anything about AI?
呀，我知道，因为我们以前我就是我的有一个工作就是叫业务嘛，业务就是要收订嘛，在10多年前的时候，对不对？我们打业务，尤其是第三世界国家的那个订单收订单的时候，是做什么做的呢？大家知道吗？是打电话。那个打电话打进来单单打了一个订单收啊，因为这边打的时候我们就要写嘛，写了下来大概半个小时啊。哇，你单单那个电话费来的时候，哇，那个公司来给我看的时候，哇，那个好多钱啊。所以他叫我一定要这样，你浪费这么多电话费，你一定要这样，一定要把它赚回来。所以当我知道的时候是在手机里面，因为后来那个手机就有WhatsApp 啦，对不对？还以前最早期就是叫 Viber 就是但是他以前的收线不是很好，所以常常就这样打一下又没有了，因为怎么用那个是不用给钱的嘞，所以我多开心。当我知道的时候哇，你再讲的再多，收的订单越多越好嘛，对于订单越多，我的生意就营业额就比较高嘛。所以那个我是从那边知道原来打电话也可以转成付费，变成不需要付费，就是用那个人工智能的那个帮助了我减省了那个很多办公室省了很多那个费用。如果你觉得这个很好的话，我当时的认知就是这样子了。所以如果大家有认同，一定要来share 我们的这个接下来更精彩的内容，好不好？
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
Within the facility, we have got different sensors that are operating all the time, 24 hours. They all go back to cloud. So that gives us data, and then we are able to look at temperature, humidity, light levels, CO2 levels, fertilizer, EC, pH, all the different parameters as required for the vegetables to grow can be calibrated.
What's your experience with AI?
讲到这个，我就是有一个很深刻的印象。我记得以前我们就是因为我们申请这个出口嘛，对不对？出口我们就有一个纸张嘛，在某些国家，像中东啦，对不对？或者是亚洲一些它需要一些特别的文件，那么我们就是要去他的大使馆去把它我们叫这个盖章啊，要拿那个盖章嘛。所以我们就那时候我弟跟你讲很特别的印象，我一辈子都不会忘记是什么呢？那个 GPS， 以前我们在找一个地图的时候，而且那个是我以前很少出门，我就不知道路要怎么走，有点路痴啦，所以有点唔捌路啦。所以那时候要找一种步骤的时候，找到那个东南西北方向不懂怎么走嘛，单单要去找到那个我记得是在 Orchard 路那个叫埃及大使馆，其中一个我是帮忙去拿文件，当老板叫我去的时候，别跳嘛，就跳对不？因为不懂比较懂嘛，对。但去找到的时候，最少花2个小时才找到那个地方，因为它是在乌节路的4季饭店的4季酒店的后面一个私人住宅。我跟你讲，我如果不是要去拿那个，我一辈子都没有办法去到那边去找那个地址。但是我就从那边发现了一个东西，有一个叫做 GPS 那个导航当我知道导航的时候，我多么兴奋，你知道吗？因为导航我只要输入它的地址，输入它的 code， 我跟你讲，半个小时我就在那边，没有偏差，他叫我钻往左我就往左，往右就往右。所以从那一个感觉的时候 ，AI 的这个人工智能我觉得是超兴奋，能解决我很多生活上的一些的那个问题所以我是超喜欢的，我超喜欢的。但是除了这个AI 的这个GPS 以外，对不对？当然以前早期都是一个要输入的嘛，后来到手机都可以有 Google Map 还有一个叫什么 Waze 我觉得太棒了，所以能减少我很多时间，也可以省下很多的汽油那个时候汽油很贵的就是我很大的经验这个如果你觉得我这个有帮助的，跟我一样有认同感的话，你要进来 like and share 跟我一起好不好？
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
As a farmer or as an operator, you have a lot of information sometimes through checking and analyzing of the water quality and animal health. We are trying to create a program, a software that will help to take all this information from different sources and put it together and give you a better picture of your cultural condition. We have so far not really recovered back our cost because first of all we haven't reached to the maximum capacity of production, and the second, the cost of doing this business in Singapore is much more higher than any other place. And for the agriculture and aquaculture industry, the resources are very limited. For example, if my pipe's broken, I want to buy certain pipe in Singapore, it's not available.
Do you think your job will ever be taken over by AI?
我觉得 AI 不会取代我现有的工作。那么因为 AI 虽然给我很方便，但是对我的工作活体来讲，对不对？但是因为鱼是活的嘛，所以它常常就好像人这样会有那个生病啦，或者是要去照顾啦，或者不同的那个健康出现问题的时候，那么我们需要怎么样去把它看那个鱼什么时候是健康，什么时候开始出现的问题，然后什么时候要下什么药，什么时候怎样去照顾它。因为把鱼照顾好的时候，对不对？然后另外要怎么样？我们是要出口嘛，出口的时候，我们才把好的鱼健康包在里面，纸袋里面包出口给顾客嘛。所以这个很多东西都要有人的那个敏锐性啦，去照顾啦，那个经验去看这个的鱼的状况，才可以把它照顾得好。然后另外一个就是因为我觉得，因为我另外我除了在 operation 里面负责嘛，我同样还是要去做业务嘛。业务通常就要跟顾客人与人交往嘛。交往的时候，通常是因为我的顾客在他的国家里面，我们去到他们国家的时候，通常是如果在电话的时候，我跟他讲，你要不要拿订单啦？要不要拿订单啦？他讲不要啦，我现在还有啦，对不对？但是如果我们去到他们的国家，去到他们见面的时候，所以有俗话有一句叫做见面三分情啊。我觉得这个人际关系可能见面三分情说，好了，你既然来到我这边呢，我就给你一个订单。所以在这个角度来讲，我觉得这个还是我们可以我觉得 AI 还不能取代我们这个人与人之间的那个交往跟一些交情跟一些这个 feel 啦，我这个 feel 我只能再跟你讲，那见面三分情，大家给一个感情，给一个订单，我觉得是人与人之间的很难去 AI 可以取代我们的这个角度啦，所以我是绝对觉得 AI 是暂时不能取代我这个工作。
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
The fourth industrial revolution will be powered by a new frontier technologies such as AI. Man-made machines learning from data are helping to build cities, from anti-logging safeguards to software-powered agricultural systems to assistive robots. We look at some Asian cities who are embracing AI. In Singapore, DBS Bank has developed a predictive system that gauges if an employee is planning to quit. DBS's data analytics retention model has as many as 600 data points, absenteeism, work performance, and birth of the first child on every one of its 11,000 employees. Due to the nature of the sensitive information, DBS can't reveal how the intellectual property actually works. But that predictive system does work hand in hand with another of DBS's AI-powered system called Jobs Intelligence Maestro. JIM, for short, was launched a year ago to not only hire and retain the right fit for the organization, but to also help mitigate prejudices in the hiring process.
When we built in an algorithm, and Jim was the one screening the applications, it actually helps to reduce the unconscious biasness, which individually we may have at the first stage of screening. And so we realized that the quality of the hires were actually improving at the same time when it helped us on the productivity front.
Applicants could apply online at any time, at any day. When they did, they would be chatting with a bot which could answer questions instantaneously. And behind the scenes, the machine was learning from each interaction.
It actually enabled us to pick up what kind of questions were being asked, how do we iterate Jim and continue to let Jim learn from the new questions that were being asked. And we have our talent advisors look through those questions, rate the questions, screen them, actually help to build in responses more intelligently.
Tell us about yourself.
Hi, my name is Stanley. I'm 47, right? I've been in the IT industry for more than 20 years, during which I've taken up many different type of roles, and currently I'm specializing in cybersecurity. Okay. Okay. Today I'm going to talk about share about my opinions of artificial intelligence. So do stay tuned with us and like and share our video, and remember to follow us. Okay.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
In healthcare, a new system called Selena Plus, which helps to detect eye conditions such as diabetic eye disease, will be deployed island-wide by 2022. Selena Plus replaces the role of primary graders who analyze retinal images on a screen. Human graders will still conduct other levels of checks.
Artificial intelligence is extremely exciting and novel technology. Of course, we, like other people, are trying to harness the power of AI to help us manage, screen and detect diseases earlier, cheaper and better than current methods. So for example, in diabetic retinopathy, we are now using and testing an AI system to help us better screen as well as better detect and to refer severe diabetic retinopathy.
Do you know anything about AI?
Oh yes, I do know a bit about AI, because around 20 plus years ago, during my final years of my university course, I did a module about artificial intelligence. So basically, what I know about this artificial intelligence is basically a branch of computer science whereby computer systems is being programmed to take in inputs from the environment and analyze these inputs and react intelligently in order to solve a problem or achieve a certain goals.
AI is a AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
Public housing estates are going high-tech. By 2025, sensors and other AI tools will be used to identify places that need to be cleaned and detect possible failures in lifts and pumps so it can be maintained before any issues occur. As Singapore transitions to a smart nation, privacy and data security concerns have been raised. The government said it is important that AI solutions are human-centric with ethical boundaries.
More important than anything else is that the outcomes must be socially acceptable to human beings, because at the end of the day, this is not about mathematics or technology. This is for human beings, and that's what we mean by a human-centered AI.
What's your experience with AI?
I have many experience with AI, and because this AI is actually nowadays part and parcel of our lives, and such that sometimes we don't even realize that the AI is around us. Like for example, my earliest experience with AI is basically in computer games, right? When I was as a student, I like to play a lot of computer games. In the past, I mean, the computer games is very different from the recent computer games whereby you don't have a lot of multiplayer games where you can play with your friends. So in the past, we usually play with the computer system. So there's some logic behind whereby the computer AI player will play against you, right? So like for example, I love sports games like tennis. So usually I will play against some AI players for hours, right? So in fact, nowadays as technology advances, there's more and more areas whereby AI actually come into our lives. Like there's a video earlier on there whereby talk about chatbots. So this chatbot has been very prevalent in a lot of nowadays website whereby they have customer services. So sometime in the middle of the night, you decide to buy something or you need to ask something from, let's say, a bank or a telco. Then there's this chatbot whereby it can answer your Q&A, whereby I think there won't be a customer service officer sitting at 3 a.m. in the morning answering my question. So yeah, so I think AI has been very prevalent nowadays, and I think it will get more and more prevalent and probably replace a lot of things that we have known in the past.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
AI will also be used to enhance border security. By 2025, security clearance at all immigration checkpoints will be fully automated with fingerprint, facial, and iris scans. In education, an automated marking system for English will be rolled out in primary and secondary schools by 2022. It will be applied in limited areas such as open-ended, short answer questions, and essays to identify grammar mistakes and plagiarism. Adaptive learning technology for primary and lower secondary level mathematics will also be introduced in 2025. It will use machine learning to tell how each student responds to various materials and activities and customize learning.
Do you think your job will ever be taken over by AI?
I think the question is not whether is it a possibility, but I think it's a matter of when it will take over my job, right? I think because for my job, it's considered a white collar job, and we do a lot of work which relies on our knowledge base, and also a lot of so-called document processing. So we read a lot of documents, we write a lot of documents. So, but then AI, when you look at AI, right, they are more capable in terms of knowledge. They can really rely on huge databases, and they can search through information faster than humans, and they can come up with various different options, which humans probably take a long time to come up. And they also can do all these things round the clock, which I think humans we can't, right? And of course, when it comes to processing of documents, I can't read faster than the machine, definitely, right? So I believe that a lot of many aspects of my job will eventually be taken over by AI eventually. But of course, I mean, we have to raise now, not only compete with other human beings in terms of our work, right? We also now need to compete with machines, because we need to, which machine can't do, right? Or things which machines have yet to be able to replace, right? So I think this is something which I think is a race between humans and machines.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
The fourth industrial revolution will be powered by a new frontier technologies such as AI. Man-made machines learning from data are helping to build cities. From anti-logging safeguards to software-powered agricultural systems to assistive robots. We look at some Asian cities who are embracing AI. These are just a few cities that are utilizing AI to improve the lives of their people. Such as in India, where an AI-powered solution called Fazal uses a sensor and software to advise farmers on when to do things like water their plants or spray pesticide to maximize their growth. Or in Taipei, where Taiwan AI Lab, a privately funded research organization, has developed Yatin, a voice-to-text speech recognition technology that will employ AI to instantly subtitle the seminars and performances.
It used to be that if you were in the field of AI or computer science, you paid attention to it, and otherwise you didn't. I think now those days are gone. You should really, if you're in any sort of organization, many people should be thinking about how could AI be used to benefit that organization. So I don't think it's necessarily that you will lose if you don't do that, but I think lots of people will do that, and you'll see opportunities to do things differently than you're doing today, and that will likely lead you to be able to do more things than you can today.
Although today's systems still fall short of replacing human functions, artificial intelligence has come a long way. There is no doubt that the age of AI has arrived, with it being used increasingly to achieve what was previously impossible.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Well, that's what we have for you tonight. You hear from Yongso, Jarrell, Sky, Sengan, and Stanley about their perspective about their AI. You also managed to watch probably a lot of the videos that we are able to research from the YouTube and also on public media. And I think we are one thing for sure. Whether you agree with Sengan, whether you agree with Sky or not, I think that's not important, because that's how they view about AI. I'm sure you have your own opinion also, right? So why not you drop us your comment and let us know what's your opinion about AI. But I think the bottom line is very simple. AI is sure to come. The few questions that we have is only how much, the magnitude of it. All right, and because we can see from the videos, it's really happening in almost every aspect of our life, even educational, hospital care, transport, banking. All aspects of our life are going to be affected by AI. And the second question that's probably going to affect us is how fast. All right, well, that's anybody's guess, but the expert, the professors will tell you that, well, it may be within the next 5 years, it could be within the next very short time frame. But well, it's up to you to predict and how prepared you are. But at this point in time, I would like to say that we totally enjoy, I think, doing this live streaming for everybody. And then we really hope that we can do it again. And we would like to invite you to join us. All right, to have a chance to do this all together. I'm going to show you this QR code right now. And then if you could actually scan this QR code. No, sorry, wrong hand. This QR code. No, this QR code. Okay, this QR code. This QR code. Okay, my hands are all wrong. Okay, yeah, here, yeah, okay. All right, if you are able to cue this, you'll get into this Telegram chat and we can get in touch with you and we can touch base. And then we will surely be very, very excited to meet you up, and then we'll see how we can interact together and maybe come together to present the next episode of How is AI Affecting You? Well, before we go, I would like to thank you for your time, and remember to like and share this video. And we would like to wrap up tonight's live streaming by showing you this final video that we have prepared for you. All right, see you guys. Good night. Bye-bye. Remember to like, huh? Bye.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
AI is going to have a transformative effect on consumers, enterprises, and governments in the near future. AI is going to impact our lives in an unimaginable way. Nearly 8 in 10 leading CIOs, CTOs, and heads of IT agree that AI will have a transformative impact on their organization over the next 3 to 5 years. For 54% of business leaders, the primary aim of deploying AI is to free staff for higher value work. 65% of business leaders today are considering or piloting AI projects. It will take 3 to 5 years for those AI projects to become a reality. It means there is enough time to learn new skills and be ready for 2024. The global AI market is forecast to reach a valuation of over $3 trillion by 2024. But before that happens, there is plenty we have to learn before we can co-live and co-work with